everybody, it's Cassie Olberg in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. I am here today to go over the last sketch from March, which is good because the April virtual crop is about to kick off. So make sure you jump in. Okay, so let's just hop right over to my desktop. It's always more fun to see what's happening over there. And here we go. So this was the last sketch, and as you can see, it has borders that go all the way across here, a banner, and some photos. We're going to talk a little bit about picking fast to fab pages that work with your design, and we're also going to talk about changing photo sizes. So let's go ahead and play with this. Oh, and some photo mat stuff. So lots of fun stuff today. Okay, so I started this already so that you kind of get the gist. I'm going to add some stuff to this page whenever I go over the matting, but I'm going to kick us off here. So as you can see, I picked fast to fab pages where a border was already at the top. The most amazing and fun thing about fast to fab pages is that they almost always have paper that matches. So makes it super simple. I just grabbed some of the Noteworthy Days tone on tone paper, because these are the Noteworthy Days fast to fab pages. And I could quickly and easily make the bottom border. So I just took my paper, slid it in, and cut myself that 2-inch border. Oh, somehow I have managed to take my blade out of my trimmer. And I see why. I grabbed the wrong one. I have trimmers all over. So let's go ahead and cut this at 2 inches. There's the blade. Okay. And this is just going to go across the bottom. And I got that 2 inches right from the sketch. So it told me to put matching borders across the top and the bottom with 2 inches on each one. So there we go. And then the next thing we want to do, after we get this down, is to add this 1-inch border here. Now, Christmas, these are the Noteworthy pages, not a Christmas fast to fab page, but no fear, Joy to the World is still available, so you can still order that from Creative Memories. So I just used the Joy to the World paper, and I chose this one because I really like this design, but 2, because I want to use this beautiful red for the banner. So I can use 1 sheet of paper and I can get everything I want out of it. So oftentimes I'll look at all the different aspects that I want in a piece of paper, and I'll choose one that has it on both sides so that I can use up that piece of paper. So we're going to come up here, and we want this top one to be 2 inches. So I'm just going to line this up here on my mat, flip this over, and I'm going to put it down at the 2-inch mark. And see how that quickly gives us that 2 inches at the top. And then this one, of course, was already 2 inches, so we just line it up at the top of here. Now, the next thing that we need is the borders, and those are shown on the sketch. They go all the way across. So I'm going to show you what I do when I need 2 borders and the paper stays attached. So first I take my border maker cartridge and I slide it in. Make sure that you're not holding this down or it won't go in. And then I'm going to take my border maker system, and I'm using the Firecracker Shimmer. Love, love, love this paper. So shiny and pretty and works for so many things. Remember, it's going to line up all the way to the edge over here, and these little notches are going to line up. And when it has a little strip that comes out, I make sure I pull it straight off and move up, because if I don't, sometimes it grabs that little strip and rips it. So these are just fun little strips that you could use on your page for something else later. And when I need 2 that match and they don't fall off, rather than cut and then punch again, I just flip it around, because this is cardstock, so it doesn't matter which direction the paper is. And I do it on both sides, and that way I don't have to bring my trimmer over and then, now see, look, I didn't pull it straight out that time, and it did. It grabbed it and pulled. but it didn't hurt my border, so I'm happy. Okay, let's get these out of our way. And now I'm just going to cut these off at 3/4 of an inch. And I just played around to see where a nice spot to give me a border was. I wanted it to not go too much past where the cute little poinsettias are. So 3/4 of an inch worked well for that for me. So those are my two borders. And they are just going to get added in. See, where did I put my page? Well, isn't that just funny? Oh, right under here. Ah, way to go, Cassie. Way to go. Okay. I'm hiding things for myself today, girls. What did I just do with the two borders? I just keep putting things on top of things. My goodness. You know, you wouldn't ever be able to guess that I have 8 feet of table space here. Okay, so this is just going to go right above, and I chose to put it this direction just because I didn't want it going over top of the busy paper. If you look, if I went this way and it was over that busyness, it would not be nearly as cute. And this is just pulling out the Christmas in my page, right? Because I'm using Noteworthy. I chose the green pages, and I'm pulling it all together so that I can continue along using the same Fast to Fab pages in my album. But I am, oh, phooey. I wanted to put my banner down first. Repositionable to the rescue. That's why they were hiding from me. They were like, no, not yet, Kelsey. Okay, so I want my banner. And this shows the banner at 4 inches. Now I'm going to show you that the picture that I'm going to use is this one. And I'm going to see where I want it to be trimmed down to just to make sure. So instead of doing 2 3x3 photos in here, I am just going to do one, and I'm going to keep it 6 inches. And I don't want to cut off too much of my waffle. So I'm going to let my photo decide how big my banner, how wide my banner is going to be. So I'm going to take a little bit more off. I'm going to make this 3.5. That's a 4-inch banner. So I could stick with exactly 4 inches if I want. I'm going to take it just a little bit bigger and make it 4.25. Okay, so I've got a 4.25-inch banner. And now I just need my scissors, and I'm going to snip my banner in here. Now, there are a number of ways that you can do this. Some people measure it exact. Some people fold it over. Some people just cut up from the sides. There's no wrong way to do it, unless, of course, I were going to cut it this way and make it be the wrong kind of banner. So when you're folding it and cutting it, you just want to remember to go from here down towards here, and you're going to get that nice banner look. Okay? Then I'm going to come over here, and I want it to be approximately the same. So I'm just going to take this. This is Cassie's quick and easy way to not have to measure, because I like things to just go super fast. So I'm just going to put that there so I can see the distance from the last one. And now I have 2 matching banners, and I did it very quickly. Okay, so now I just want to put this banner down. I want to bring it over. Let's go back on my mat. This is a way to be able to do measurements but not be quite so fussy, which makes me happy. So I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to tape it about a 1/2 inch in. Okay, then my waffle picture is going to go in here. Instead of using 2 3x3s, I'm just going to use this one. My son was so excited to find his Belgian waffle. We were in Belgium visiting his sister. Put this down, and I also want to put these borders down that I tried to put down just a moment ago. So let's make sure I get the sticky side. Just add a little bit of extra tape there since I pulled it back up. And now this is going to go, I'm going to start it over here, right over top. And the reason I pulled them up is because I really did want my border, find the sticky side, I really did want my borders to go over top of my banner. Really wouldn't have made that much of a difference, but that was what I was going for. So, and when you use repositionable, it does make it very easy to pull it back up. Okay, so banners across, and now instead of using 2 3x5 photos, I am going to use these 2 photos, and I want them, I'm going to go ahead and have them layer up here, but I am going to cut a little bit off of the top on this one. So I'm going to bring it down to, I want the menu in there to 3 1/4. I want them to be the same width. And now I can look at this one and have this one come up a little. And there we go. So now those fit into that spot. I did change the sketch up just a little bit because I wanted 2 horizontal pictures there. And that's the fun thing about a sketch. It's just meant to give you some ideas, but it's not meant to dictate exactly what you're going to do. Now, let's look at the next thing I want. So I want something fun to go right here. And the embellishments, I have these spread out Lenita style. She taught me that if I put these onto a piece of cardstock, that it is super easy and fun to pull your embellishments off with your multi-purpose tool. And you can kind of see what you have a little better. The mats are also still available, and there's no titles in the embellishments, but there's some cute little titles here in the mat pack. So I'm just going to decide, I think I want this side up, and I just want the Merry Christmas, not the to you, and I'm just going to free cut it. Now, I was a girl who used to say no to fussy cutting. It was just, to me, it just seemed like too much work. But ever since we came out with these little microtip scissors, I have been much happier with fussy cutting. So I'm going to bring this up. I want to keep that whole part in there. You know what? I'm going to make it really fun. Let's see, I'm going to straight cut this on the sides. And then fussy cut this right here. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to just go down around here. Just trying to decide how I want this to come out. And again, there's no wrong. So I'm going to come up here and then I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to fussy cut right around this little piece of holly leaf. And see, it doesn't have to take a long time to do. If you like perfection, then you can take a little bit longer. If you're like me, you can go a little faster. But the nice thing is that they're Teflon coated and they don't let stickiness stick to them in case you want to use scissors. I think I'm happy with this. So I want this to go down right here. And I love cutting things right out of mats, the words right out of mats, and then you can use them on your pages. Now, my friend Pam would probably foam square that up. I am a flat scrapbooker for the most part, so I'm going to keep it just like this. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add on to this page just a little bit. We were at a Christmas market in Belgium, and this was actually Christmas Day. So she's having her Christmas ham. Let's see, what embellishment might I like here? I think I'm going to go with this one. And you just pop them off of your page. It's going to take a little bit of the cardstock with it, but it's okay because I'll use that cardstock to put some other embellishments down later. So I'm going to add this right over here. And I think that's enough for me. That makes me happy for this page. I'm going to come over here. And I am good with this page. I am not a huge put lots of embellishments on a page kind of a girl. I might add maybe just a little something right there. And clustering is always nice. These are nice big embellishments though, so I don't feel like I have to do a whole lot of extra. But I like that, right, going right across there to break that up a little bit. And there we have it. Super happy with how these pages turned out. I get to continue on with my Noteworthy days, but I get to use it in for my Christmas album. And like I said, Joy to the World is still available. So if you are trying to do Christmas right now, that is an excellent choice. Hold these both on the screen. Get this paper out of the way. And there you go. So, oh, I wanted to mention, sorry, one more thing. I did change the size of my pictures over here. So this was a longer 5x3. I cut it down to 4 3/4 by 3.5 because so it's a little bit taller. And then this one I made a little bit thicker than 3. I kept them the 5 inches, but see, that's 3.5. But then I made this one a little bit smaller. So that way I could get my pictures across how I wanted them to. Okay, I guess that's it. Thanks so much for joining me and have a fabulous day. Oh, I keep thinking of one last thing I want to tell you. I don't know if you noticed the header at the beginning, but I will be uploading these at 4 p.m. every Tuesday, so you have a time that you can count on me to be there if you would like. So, okay, have a fabulous day. Thanks so much.